All right, so working on the truck once again. Now, obviously last time you saw, we pulled this engine out of my 350Z. As you can see next to it, there's a couple pieces sitting there. If you need any parts, let us know. We are parting out the car at this point. But the next order of business is trying to figure out how to fit this engine into this truck. And obviously this is quite a large engine, and there's a couple of different considerations we want to look at, for fitting it onto the frame, as well as the firewall, any other kinds of things like that. Now, the way that I'm looking at it to best figure out how to fit this is to use a 3D scanner. This is an Einstar scanner. They're about $1,000. This one works pretty good. I've done some work with it at this point. But the nice thing that using a 3D scanner is going to allow us to do is to scan things like the engine mounts, the transmission, the engine overall, the exterior dimensions, and then scan the truck frame and the cab and some of the other things, and we'll be able to actually use that in a 3D model to figure out where everything is going to sit, and we can start to design our mounts from that. I have the scanner on and I'm going across the engine, and if you look at our display, you can see what the camera sees as it's building a point cloud. So, done scanning the engine. As you can see in the software here, we have a nice model, fairly complete. There's a couple of empty spots, but that's not that big a deal, as I just wanted to get mainly the outer dimensions. I'm going to be cleaning this up and then putting it into a 3D model, but this will give us a good starting point at least to figure out how we're going to need to fit this into the truck. So up next, we're going to start on scanning the truck. Scans finish, I imported the engine model and the model of the frame into SketchUp. When merging the two models, two things become very apparent. First, the stock engine mounts are not going to work as they are clipping through the frame. And second, the engine accessories are also clipping through the frame. This meant that these items would need to be removed and the engine would need to be scanned again in order to figure out how we're going to mount the engine. The next step was to strap a GoPro to my head and get to work tearing down the engine to the block. Scans done, I re-imported the engine block and started to mock up the new motor mount. From there, we can start to develop